Good Tuesday morning to you. I hope you are having a wonderful third week of Advent. And even though it's raining outside, I hope you are finding joy in whatever you are doing this week. Excuse me. I'm going to share with you from our devotion. We have a group of devotions, poetry, information that we have gotten as a staff here at church. And it is from Sanctified Art. And it is some of the most lovely, thought-provoking, joy-inspiring information to go through. So I'm going to share something with you. This, I had never thought of the story this way, but I love the way that this author, Dr. Christine Hong, shares a bit of the story of Mary and Joseph. She said, why did it take divine intervention for Joseph to choose a better way? It took a vision and a celestial being for Joseph not to abandon his partner. Part of me wonders, why did it take that, Joseph? It took the hand of God for him to choose a better way. However, when we reflect upon ourselves, frustration, we realize in many ways, we're each Joseph. Each day we are faced with opportunities to do and be better in our relationships with one another in this world. Yet when we are faced with opportunities to put our privilege and power at risk, to do what is right for someone else, we often decline to engage. Risk, discomforts, power. Those are very powerful words. Then she continues, I wonder about Mary and Joseph's relationship in the aftermath of the dream. What was in Mary's heart and on her tongue as Joseph told her about the dream that changed everything? What did Mary's face look like as Joseph confessed the saving her and the baby took a word of divine dream and command? I hope he eventually realized that doing right by her shouldn't have taken divine intervention. I hope we might be people who do not need convincing, but we can choose a better way, and we can take that risk to create solidarity with one another. You know, I had never really thought about that portion of the story, but I find that so interesting when I consider relationships that I have with others and how I feel when someone breaks my heart, when someone disappoints me, when someone makes me sad or makes a choice that I just am utterly shocked with. Joseph didn't even know if he could trust Mary, but he believed when he was told. Sometimes when we have questions about how we feel towards someone, or when someone has done something that hurts us, it's really hard to move past that, to give the forgiveness that God asks us to give and the forgiveness that God continually provides to us. I had never thought of that portion of the story of Mary and Joseph. And not only did they have to get over that and understand the reality of it being divine, then they had to create a life together. Now, for those of you who have ever had a roommate or a new spouse, that is a challenge. That can sometimes be a big challenge to learn your role, to learn who and what and fits and where and how this all creates. And Mary and Joseph did that with this in the middle of it. But Joseph chose to do what was right. And so did Mary. And in the midst of our daily lives, if we could all forgive the way God forgives us. If we could all love the way that Mary and Joseph chose to love, and if we could all choose to stand up and do what is right, as Joseph did, we may not have that divine intervention dream. We may not receive that message personally addressed to you. But in all reality, we have received that message. God has told us to love one another. One of the greatest commandments is these, said Jesus. Love one another as you love yourself. Now, sometimes when I'm working with the children and youth, that can be a hard one because you have to first love yourself and accept yourself for what God made you. But then you have to love others and be willing to step out of your comfort zone to provide for your neighbor. Do what isn't easy to show love and kindness and compassion. And if that isn't one of the most beautiful and amazing portions of the story of the birth of Christ, I love this new twist that I had never, ever thought of. The challenges that they faced and they endured together. The right choice. The right choice, as I'm always telling the children here at church, the right choice isn't always easy. It may not be the easiest way to go, but it's going to make you feel the best in the end. Your heart will be full. Your God will be pleased. And you will know that you've done what is right. I pray as you are continuing to celebrate this beautiful season of Christmas, or season of Advent actually, that you will find it in your heart to remember to do what is right, even if it isn't always the most comfortable. And to share that love, that unconditional, amazing love that is so often given to us, even when we don't always deserve it. Have a beautiful week. Share love with others, and I will see you next week.